Hey everyone, welcome or welcome back here to my channel where I play Planet Zoo. My name is Nissa and today we're gonna make a beautiful home for the Indian wolf. Now it is one of the more rare wolves out there, and since it is from India, it just fits so perfectly here in future life Asia, where we really try to save all of the animals, bring them back home where they belong, and of course the Indian wolf belong in Asia. So we needed to bring it home and we needed to do it justice here. So I really hope you think that I done that after this video. Now the guests won't actually be able to see most of this habitat, so I wanted to give the wolves a reason to go forward here and be where the guests can actually see it. First of all, we are going to make a water hole here where they can both swim but also give something to drink. We're gonna make a snow area up here, and in front of all of that we're gonna make a stone area where they can get their food and they will have some toys to get up and play with, because wolves are natural shy creatures, which they should be, because they, even though they are carnivores and they are fighters, they are really not built for fighting with bigger animals or humans or anything like that. So we're gonna give them the opportunity to stay away if that's what they want to, and also keeping in mind that we are really hoping to release some of the babies out in the wild at a later stage, of course. Not yet, because now at this point they're not even born, and at the end of this video they will still just be young pups, but later we hope to release a lot of them into the wild to help the population out there. Now to talk about the Indian wolf, I'm going to one of my tried and true website, animalia.bio. Again, the link is in the description, along with where you can download this mod, because it is a mod, it's not in the game, from Frontier. And also the link to my video on the mod if you want a real close-up, and I can really recommend, especially the puppies are very cute in this mod and very puppy-like. So if you want a soft heart moment, I recommend that video. And while I am promoting myself, tomorrow I go live here on my YouTube channel to make part 3 in our railway zoo, where you can decide what I'm building, and yeah, just join in. This speed builds are very much about education and making things fast and very easy watchable, if we can say it that way. But my live streams are more relaxed. We're gonna get something nice to drink, maybe a little snack. We're gonna talk about the build and whatever comes to mind. It isn't really that structured, and everyone is very welcome. The Indian wolf is a subspecies of the grey wolf, which we know grey wolf is probably the most well-known wolf out there, and they are also very, very cute, I must say. But the Indian wolf is a little bit different. Firstly, it have a very, not necessarily a shorter coat, but it more close to the body coat, where a lot of the grey wolf subspecies have these big, lush, fluffy coats. The Indian wolf doesn't have that, which make it appear thinner and very small, but it's only because of the fur, because it is a medium-sized wolf. And another thing about the coat is that it actually doesn't have a thicker winter coat, even though it can live in cold areas, mountainous areas and places like that. But they don't really have this winter coat they change into. They have this coat that just works both summer, winter, which a lot of dog owners will find much more practical during fall and spring, but it do limit the places the Indian wolf can live and thrive. For the color of the Indian wolf, there are a few different variations, which we actually also see in this mod. We have the grayish red and the to the reddish white, which is the base, the most common one, and they normally comes with gray tones within that. In between these normal coat hair, it have these grizzled black hair, which is mostly on the back, where it kind of forms V-shaped patches around the shoulder. You can see that on most of the walls here if you get a close look. The limbs, meaning the legs mostly, are paler than the body, and the stomach is almost completely white. Pups are born with sooty brown fur, and it have a milk white patch on the chest, which will fade with the age. So you can actually look at that and see how old a pup is. As we talked about before, the Indian wolf is of course from India and therefore Asia. But it does also live in Afghanistan, Pakistan, Nepal, Bhutan, Israel, Iran, Turkey and Syria. Indian wolf actually both live in tropical and temperate biomes, and therefore they can also live in snowy areas, which go back to the bird, which is the same through the winter and the summer. They live in grassland, forest, woodland, scrubland, desert, forest, and mountains, of course. So they can actually, especially on mountains, move up and down the mountain depending on what time of year it is. So you can go up in the cold or down in the heat. The Indian wolf is of course still a subspecies of the grey wolf, so it have a lot of the similar habits that the other grey wolves have, of course, but there are a few differences. One being that their groups are most likely smaller, normally only running up to 6 or 8 individuals, which can be because of their low numbers, but it can also just be a choice, of course. The Indian wolf is also much less vocal, and being a grey wolf is kind of the brand that they howl and they are very vocal. But if you ever hear an Indian wolf howl, then you are one of the lucky few, since they are much more discreet in their surroundings. They also don't really hunt in packs like some other wolves do. They will hunt for their own, though if the prey is something bigger, such as an antelope or something on that size level, then they will pair up 2 and 2, and then one of them will actually not really hunt the beast, it's an antelope, but not really hunt it, but be a decoy to get it to run towards wolf number 2. So wolf number 2 are ready to take it down, which I actually think is a much smarter way to hunt. Of course, not that good hunters won't get that much food, but at least they won't fight for the food in the same way as some other wolf will do. And the prey they will hunt on their own is mostly smaller animals like rodents, hares and raccoons, where they can take them down on their own, but of course that won't be food for the entire family. When it comes to mating, the Indian wolf also changed things up a tiny bit, because some wolves have this hierarchy where you have the alpha bitch, the alpha female, which decides the hierarchy of the males by choosing the alpha male, and that can actually change according to what she decides. But the Indian wolf are monogamous and they mate for life, basically. So when the female and male have bonded, they won't change their mind in any case. They do they do tend to breed from mid-October to late December, and they will be pregnant, or the female will, for around 60 to 75 days. So they will, the pups will come in spring, of course. There will be between 5 and 6 pups, which is actually not that small a litter. I know some dogs can get like 12 pups, but some wolves only get 1 to 3 pups, so it is actually a fair number here. The pups are born blind, and their eyes won't open before they are 9 to 12 days old. The entire pack will help taking care of the pups, so it isn't just the mom and dad who need to catch food for them or anything like that. The other will keep an eye on them when the parents go hunting, and when the other group members go hunting, they will bring some extra food home for the pups. The pups will be around 3 months when they are ready to leave the den. That would normally be a hole or a ravine or a place the female, the bitch of the pack, basically found where she thought it fit to take care of her pups until they were big enough. The pups will be adult and ready to find their own mate at the age of 2. Before we get into all of the sad parts about this wolf, I really want to just remind you that it is a shy creature, which is why it is important to me to give it its space where it can hide back there in the trees. Also because we actually have the floating gondola right over here, so the wolf won't really be in peace, even though they are a long way away from the standing guest. The guests will get a good view of the habitat. They won't really be able to see that they miss half of the habitat because they can't see the end of it. So I do believe that it's a fairly good habitat both for the humans and for the wolves. I do place a few trees down here just to pull it in together and kind of neutralize that giant gap so it doesn't appear as prominent, and we need to lift some of this higher so we can actually keep the wolf inside here. And I must say that I think there's are few hours a day where you actually won't see any wolves because they will all stay inside, which is their right, and they should always be allowed to just stay inside if that's what they want to. And let's not wait anymore, let's just get into all of the bad stuff about this beautiful Indian wolf. Well, they have a lot of the normal issues animals have in this modern day. They lose a lot of their habitat due to humans taking their home for themselves or from their livestock or for something else. But also just because of the noise, basically. They are also hunted, both due to them attacking livestock, but also other issues like they attack humans. This though are believed to be because they don't really have enough prey in their natural habitat, so they need to find something to eat somewhere else. And as we talked about before, the biggest thing they naturally hunt is the antelope, so they must be starving to start attacking humans. And I understand that if a wolf attacks you or your child, then you have to protect yourself. But I understand why the wolf take the livestock, because it needs to eat. And I also actually understand why the wolf are living closer and closer to humans. Another issue I just don't get is normal hunting of them, even though it is illegal to hunt these creatures since they are protected at this point. People do it. Some do it for fun, some do it just to be proud and say I killed a beast. And some people will actually do it to protect themselves, as we talked about before. But basically, it is such a big issue that people keep hunting these beautiful creatures. At this point, there aren't actually any information about it on the IUCN Red List. And they don't have enough information to even list them if they are critical, endangered, vulnerable, or what they are. Though this website say, according to Wikipedia, there are 7,000 individuals in Turkey and around 2,000 to 3,000 in India at this point. Again, this is not all of the places that live, and this is from Wikipedia. So I don't feel like that information is good enough. I do believe that this beautiful wolf deserves a real spot on this list, and it needs help. And I think a lot of conservational projects are based on the red list of the IUCN. And therefore this can prevent people from actually helping the Indian wolf. And just to end this a little more happy place, I just want to tell you that the Indian wolf actually have a very prominent place in the book series by Rudyard Kipling. And if you're not really sure what I talk about, it's a book series called The Jungle Books. The Jungle Book. And there have been a few adaptations, for instance, by Disney, but also by other both cartoons and live animation movies based upon these books. And I never put it together that it was the Indian wolf that adopted Mowgli, but reading it here, it just makes sense. We know the Jungle Book happened somewhere around India and especially in Asia, so why not use the Indian wolf for that? So that just kind of made me happy that they are so loving creatures that they adopts Mowgli. Just a happy note to end this on, and I really hope you will enjoy the cinematics. Yeah, everybody, I'm a bit confused. Where do we take this ending picture from? Maybe here, because I made a good job hiding half the habitat here. I think this is probably the best it's gonna be. So I really hope you enjoyed it, and yeah, I hope you like this Indian wolf habitat. It's what's lots of fun to make. So yeah, you know the drill. Like, subscribe, and turn on the bell notification so you know the next time I upload a video. I really hope to see you again, either in the comments below or in the next video. Bye guys!